Welcome back to Dark Souls 3. In the previous episode, we had faced up against Farron's undead legion, and we had managed to get their embers since they were the Lord of Cinder. Well, as a group they are a Lord of Cinder, so now what we need to do is burn their ashes and talk to a few NPCs, probably a little bit of some housekeeping, and then we can check out the next particular section where we'll talk about a few things. Let's see what he has to say first.
You offed the Lords of Cinder, the undead legion. So that's how they're delivered to their thrones. I pity the sorry souls. Is that really Lordship's last reward? I failed to thank you for helping them find their final resting place. I pity the sorry souls. Is that really Lordship's last reward?
Interestingly enough, what he's talking about actually does make sense. Initially we came here and they told us that we had to return the lords to their thrones. Well, initially actually we were told that the lords abandoned their thrones in this time of need. Not knowing, maybe you could assume that they had their own missions, their own tasks to pursue. Whether to help the current undead situation, I'm not too sure, but the lords are not here and they are no leaders. So by bringing the Council of Lords back together, hopefully you are able to find or to get the final decision as to what to do next. But then we find out that the only way to bring the lords back is by killing them and taking their souls and placing them onto their thrones. So let's do that with Farron's undead legion. Let's return them to their thrones. And that's pretty much it for them. Final resting place. Now let's talk to our friend the knight over here.
I know you. Been some time since we met in person. I just dropped in to see how she's getting on. Now, what are you playing at with this circus? This cesspool of doddering old folk and degenerates? Couldn't be better. She must fit in perfectly here. This place is a cesspool of doddering old folk and degenerates. Couldn't hope for better. She must fit in perfectly here.
It seems like he doesn't really... I can't really tell of his attitude whether he took the duty willingly to protect this girl or he was forced. To me it seems as if he was forced to do it. That's why he doesn't really care where she is as long as she's safe, who she's with, and he has very little regard for the people here. He calls this place a circus. Apparently they're dawdling old folk. Then this is like a cesspool of a circus to him, which is very disrespectful of someone to say. Cirrus is no longer with us. I don't know where she's gone to. Actually, let's do some room cleaning or house cleaning and sell a few items we don't need any duplicates.
Ah, well, how may I? Ashen one. If my break is it not?
She has nothing to say for now. Just want to check out if I have any duplicate weapons that I do not need. Hand axe, brigand axe, large club, reinforced club, great club, Nah, it doesn't seem like we have any duplicates left. Besides, the workers' garb will sell that. Mirror gloves. Okay, we've got workers' gloves that we don't need duplicates of. Deserter's trousers. And I believe we don't need these 8 bolts. And besides that, I think that's everything. Now what does she have that we can potentially buy? I'm thinking of doing some fashion souls because we just got the Undead Legion's armor. And to be honest with you, I really love the helmet throwback to Bloodborne. Yeah, I guess we could buy. Let's check how the helm looks like, then we'll see if we can buy the rest. Not too sure whether I should have bought the helm or the... Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. Tempting me to buy the rest of the armor set actually. Really have nothing to lose, I guess, since we're doing this technically for fun. It's either we buy the leggings or the armor piece itself. These leggings were 4.6. I think we'll just keep it like this for now.
It is, wasn't it?
Can we reinforce this? Nope. Can we reinforce the weapon? Don't have large titanite anymore. Nothing to repair.
Pretty be careful.
I guess we could use this last 12,000 for an 1 level, I assume.
Welcome home, Ashen One. Speak thine heart. Very well, then touch the dark egg now.
How many levels can we get from this? Can get 2 levels of Dex. At some point we need to start putting points into Vigor, Endurance and Vitality, but I'm not too sure when that point will be.
Farewell, Ashen Maiden.
Okay, now that we're a few souls, even if we do die, it shouldn't really be a problem. And if we can check up here with Ludleth, let's see what the Undead Legion soul can give us.
So. Most illustrious Lord Seeker, or should I say, Lord Slayer? Fine kindling for the thrones, is it not? Each soul truly worthy of lordship. And all slain by thy hand, to bind them to their thrones, even in death. Oh, I have no qualms. For as we are to our thrones, thou art to thy duty. In fact, methinks thou'st helped these poor lords along their rightful path.
Here is the Farron Greatsword. Very interesting weapon. To be honest with you, it's an ultra great sword class weapon that has a dual wielding stance with a parrying dagger. Ooh, I forgot I needed Havel's ring. God damn it. No? Did I already get it? I might be getting confused with my other save. Yes, I did get it. Okay, let's move on. Reduces skill FP consumption. That's cool. Could use that with the skill heavy build. Anyway, let's move on. He was saying that though killing the lords was nothing to be proud about, at least we've helped them along the path to achieve this one main goal of getting the Lord's souls together. But he reassured us that he wouldn't go anyway. You can even see he has no legs, so I don't know where he would go in the first place. but it's very interesting if he'll help us in the end, or we might have to kill him as well. Okay, now the last time we came here we didn't do much, but one thing of interest is get the notched whip. If you check the layout of the land, we had gone from the upper high Lothric wall to the undead settlement and down to the road of sacrifices. So people may be asking or wondering then, what is the road of sacrifices used for? Which sacrifices were made and where were they taken to? Got an Estus flask shard which we might have to use. But before I jump down here, I'd just like to say that potentially these sacrifices that they speak of may have been coming from the undead settlement, because the settlement was steeped in curse, both undead and something a bit more dark, I guess. As you could see, they even had test subjects kept in cages together and they were still writhing in death. Something of interest, what those undead were being, who were keeping those undead there, and those undead creatures, how they formed, was the curse of the undead settlement. Now then, you may have noticed that they were what I called witches. May not actually have been witches, but I don't know what the technical term would be, but evangelists or what should I say, workers of the church being sent there to deal with this particular undead curse. And they were sent down to the undead settlement to preach, I guess, and to deal with the current situation. And I would assume then that the church workers, that's why you saw we fought enemies that gave us the workers garb. Those were the workers of the church, I would assume. And they in turn took their offerings from the undead settlement to the church. And I believe the offerings that they took back to the church were not maybe ornamental sacrifices or animals or plants. I think it was actually undead civilians, people, who were being sent to the Cathedral of the Deep as sacrifice to the church. The reason being that it said that Aldrich developed a hunger to devour human flesh, and that's how he bloated and became big like a pig and turned to sludge, pretty much. That's pretty much how I'm taking it. What curse was particularly there in the undead settlement besides the curse of the undead, I am not too sure. Let's try not die here. Okay, killed the crystal lizard for me. That's actually two birds with one stone right there. Now, this titanite lizard, giant lizard, actually just did us a whole world of a favor there by taking care of that as well. Okay, just getting a clear view of where exactly I need to go in viewing. But anyway, like I said, we're on our way to the Cathedral of the Deep. That's what I believe was happening there with the road of sacrifices, where the sacrifices were being taken to, and by whom. This enemy is very, very dangerous. Let's not play with it for now. Let's just check out where all these paths are leading to. But I would assume this burial ground is not for the people that were sacrificed to Aldrich, the Lord of Cinder. Who exactly these graves are meant for, I'm not too sure. Probably saints of the church sent on pilgrim to die, or just warriors of the church as well, members of the old way of white or maybe of the new cathedral. This could be an ambush. Okay, that's the enemy type that I said was lethal. The problem that I have with this enemy type is that it has a bleed status effect, and if it just builds forever, and if you don't cure it, you'll bleed until you die. Well, at least I couldn't wait long enough for the ailment to go. But since we've already been hit with the ailment, we might as well fight and see. You'll see soon we'll pop and bleed. There we go. Blood loss. Let me see if I have anything to deal with. Poison build up. No, nothing. Nothing yet, at least. None. Probably there was a person who was selling it and I missed it. There's definitely no way for me to deal with it currently besides to take the bleed. I don't know if it's a permanent thing. If so, then that's cheap. that's not really difficulty. Wait, hold on. That could have been dumb, but let's wait to pop one more time. We heal. Seem to be losing my voice. But we pop once. Oh, there we go. It actually faded out. But still, the next hit will make us bleed yet again. Poison bite ring. Do we have a blood bite ring? I believe we actually do. Boost bleed resistance, there we go. At least it's a slight boost, probably something not worth considering, but any boost is a boost to me right now. Don't think we can get up there, but it was good just to check. I believe I'm done here. I don't know where else we can go, or what I potentially missed. I believe there should be something in this. There should be something in this room, but I'm just missing it. Doesn't seem like it. I do remember dropping down here. There should be a way out. It's not a dead-end location because we still need to head up that way. Open up certain pathways to the bonfire and potentially see what's going on in this particular location. But it is due to that one particular monster and the number that they are. This place can really be a burden. I believe I already came here, but let's just check just in case. Oh, yeah. I'm not too sure. Oh, can just drop back down here. I forgot. Okay, that's the first location dealt with. Let's get our Estus back. I guess we will have to be using the Blood Bite ring for quite some time. I'm feeling like I need to go give the Estus Flask Shard, but not just yet. I need to open up one more shortcut. This particular location has undead that are, I believe, unkillable. Shades of the catacombs in Dark Souls 1. So you can have fun slashing them to death, but they'll just keep on respawning, and you pretty much waste your own time and effort. You get a Stora's Greatsword here, which is all fine and dandy. I believe holy weapons should be able to deal with them, so at least you'll have that. We went up this way, there's a way down there. Doesn't seem to be anything here besides a way. Oh no, come on, don't get stuck. Got a Fading Soul and Executioner's Greatsword. Things are getting a bit dicey here. And they can form other beings. You saw they got stuck together and made like a dog-like creature, which is all weird and stuff, but they can do it. Let's see what's here. If there is anything of interest. Or should we just... Nah, it's just an alternative path to move on. Interesting. Need to bait these monsters. And run. This is how I deal with this particular location. Oh, there's a place down there. I need to pick up those items, but I could definitely die for it because of this monster. But instead, let's try to deal with him up here. Oh. That's what, great shield. And let's open up our shortcut. I guess before we continue, we can check out the items that we got, but let's stand in a location in which we can see the door. I believe we got an Executioner's Greatsword and a Storer Greatsword, so let's check those out if I can find a Storer. Okay, I assume this is a Storer's Greatsword, really beautiful looking weapon. And this is the Executioner's Greatsword. Big hunk slab of metal. Quite cool looking. I do have to give them that. There's a composite bow. Remove that. Let's read what exactly they have to say about a Storer, if I can find it yet again. This greatsword, bestowed only upon elite knights, is a relic of the ruined land of Astora. So we have to understand that in this particular time Astora is in ruins, so further giving me that that feeling that this is way ahead of Dark Souls 1 in terms of timeline. It's the future now. Designed for a focus on thrust attacks, this sword is hard and sharp but not unusually heavy. Skill. charge, thrust attacking greatsword. That's very good. I'm not too sure if the Leo ring exists in this game, but that could be an option for that sword. And then the Executioner's greatsword is a greatsword of debauched executioner used for beheadings. This sword retained a keen memory of its executioner's duty and absorbs FP from each fallen foe. Skill is Stomp. Use one's weight to lunge forward with a low stance and increase poise, and follow up with a strong attack for a spinning attack, which is the same as the greatsword. Interesting stuff. Anything else? Notched whip maybe? A whip of thorny spikes that shreds skin, causing heavy bleeding. The cleansing chapel uses its whips. The cleansing chapel? I've never heard of it. Uses whips such as these in order to produce the drops and puddles to wipe clean during its rituals. I feel that... Okay, there we need to go there. There's quite a lot to the lore of this game, but I did realize that while I've been picking up subtle hints from the environments, I haven't actually been picking up quite sizable hints of the story from the item drops of the game. Well, not the item drops, but just in general, I'm lacking a sense of where the story is taking me. I don't know if more of the story will be revealed later on, or maybe there's just some stuff that I've missed. Oh no, our undead archer is at work here. Okay, I believe we're done with that location. And down we go. Oh, this leads back here. If I can remember correctly. The bonfire should be down here. Now, what we have to do is retrace our steps and run backwards. There's one particular location that seems to have a lot of enemies. I'm not too sure if I'll be doing that now, but I feel that the place is... If I should do that now or continue on that later, because we've established a path to the cathedral, but there won't be any bonfire anytime soon. I really have to decide upon that. It's really tricky. I think I'll continue with the next location in the next episode. I'm not too sure how long I've been recording for. That's the part that gets me. But I guess until then, give me time to decide and learn the location in my secondary save. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.